I'm HyunCheol Oh and have worked at LA's, a biggest public corporation in South Korea, and it's been 17 years since I started to work. And I'm married and a father of two children who are 13 and 11 years old. And before I start, I just wonder, is there anyone who has children? Hmm? Being good parents is not easy, right? Not from your point of view, but from your children's. It's gonna be hard to answer. I like this title, I'm a dad. I think it's easy to be a biological father. However, to be a real dad, we need to have a strong sense of responsibility for our kids. I'm going to tell a story about my special experience. 7 years ago, 2013, I took a year off from work and took a parental leave for 1 year. A dad taking parental leave is common and natural nowadays. However, at that time, it was a very unusual thing for fathers in Korean society. So when I first told people, I'm going to take a parental leave for my kids for 1 year, no one believed me. Why? Because they never heard of it before. So my boss, my colleagues, my friends, even my wife told me to stay at work because the next year I was supposed to be promoted. Frankly speaking, I was very worried. I was worried that falling behind in my company, falling behind my juniors made me scared. But you know, time flies so fast and children grow up so quickly. I didn't want to miss the beautiful moment in time. So I ended up taking parental leave for 1 year when my two sons were 6 and 4 years old. The left, the left is my elder son, uh, Taemin Oh, and right is my younger son, Sungmin Oh. So my special experiences started like that on January 1st, 2013. What about my promotion? 2 years later, I made it. And my wife also took a parental leave for 1 year in 2012, and she returned to work next year. So I was at home alone with my kids. How about doing all the housework alone suddenly? Was I scared? No, I wasn't scared because I was good at cooking and cleaning. So at first, I was so happy not to go to work, and I didn't have to be stressed out from my work anymore. And being with my kids all day long was great. That was what I wanted to do. So I walk two kids up every morning and had breakfast together and take them to kindergarten by 9 o'clock like this. And then while they were kindergarten, I washed the dishes and cleaned the house and prepared some light meal and brought them back home and ate dinner after playing together. And then I washed the dishes again and cleaned the house again and again. For the first 2 months, it was good. I enjoyed this daily routine, but later on, I was getting tired. You know, I'm a very active and outgoing person, so my favorite things are outdoor activities such as driving, playing airsoft gun game, and going camping, swimming, climb the mountain. Sometimes I enjoyed practicing martial arts like taekwondo and kickboxing. But I was not able to enjoy these outdoor activities at all because of my kids. Also, it was winter and was cold outside, so I was worried that my two sons might catch a cold. So we used to play at home. Because of that, I began to feel like I was suffering from depression, like postpartum depression. Has anyone ever experienced postpartum depression? I guess almost all of the father will never ever understand the feeling. It was horrible, and my self-esteem was getting lower and lower. And it had a negative impact on my children's emotional development because everything was annoying and it was hard for me to control my emotion. So I guess at the end of February, I asked myself, what am I doing? Why did I take a parental leave? For living like this, no, this is absolutely not what I want to do with my kids for 1 year. So I came up with something and I began to make a difference. Even though it was cold outside, I started playing outside with my kids, and when the weather was warm and nice, I traveled and visited many places with my kids instead of taking them to kindergarten. We spent our time in forest, arboretum, museums, galleries, exhibition, theme parks, amusement park, national park, and cafe for kids, and camping site, almost everywhere. My two sons picked some pine cones from pine trees and gathered some branches and built a small house. It looks like a small tent, and kept those pine cones from there. Sometimes we played the hide and seek in forest, and sometimes we enjoy playing soccer in the playground, and made a paper airplane and flew like this. And at the camping site, we gathered branches and built a bonfire and grilled meat and sausage there. That was my favorite, and my two sons loved it too. We had a really good time, and we visited many places. So one day, I just wondered whether they remembered these trips or not. So I asked them, then their answer surprised me. Guess what they said? Dad, I can remember everything we did and everywhere we visit. Oh, my son, thank you for remembering. No, it didn't happen. Both of them remember nothing. This is absolutely what I did say. Dad, how can I remember that I was just 4 and 6 years old? So I was very disappointed, just a little, but it doesn't matter. I don't care because my children and I have received already such a great gift, and I strongly believe that there are beautiful memories and feelings in their subconscious mind, and we got strong bonds between us. So if I choose two things I've done well in my life, the first thing would be this parental leave, and the second thing would be going to Canada for studying English when I was in university. Because of that, I'm sharing my beautiful memories with you today. In fact, Korean society is quite conservative. Some of you are from other countries. I guess maybe your country is similar. Traditionally, the role of male as a father and husband has been limited and passive. So father's responsibility was just to be a breadwinner, and the parenting and doing housework and education for kids were mother's responsibility. It was a matter of course. It was natural in the past. And it has been long since fathers started actively participating in parenting and education in Korean society. In my case, I learned a lot from this parental leave. I'm going to tell you two things today. The first thing is that parental leave is surely necessary for fathers. You know what? What mother can give to children and what father can give to children are totally different. Also, we can have some time to focus on our kids. Secondary, however, the parental leave itself doesn't solve everything. As I found out, it requires a lot of father's efforts. For making strong bonds and connection between children and father, the efforts must be made father, not his children. The most important thing is the quality of the time. For example, if children watch TV alone and father sleeps on the couch, then they are simply sharing the same space, nothing more. It doesn't mean that watching TV is bad, but I'd like to advise you to do hands-on activities with your kids. For example, you could draw a picture with your kids. Sometimes you can cook with your kids, and when you clean the house, do it together. And when you want to take a nap, just do it with your kids. And even your kids drinking some orange juice, drink some it together. Your children will love it. And what they learned from these activities and experiences will be true education. And also, it will have great influence to your children's personality and character. And they will feel loved and comfortable and secure. In my case, when I raised two energetic boys, the best physical activities were going camping and playing soccer. Of course, it depends on your children's personality, but my two sons loved those two things the most. So as they're running, kicking the soccer ball, and sweating, they exhausted their energy, so they were hungry. They ate very well, and then they slept very well in the evening. All these processes began to be the virtuous cycle, and consequently, they became healthier and healthier. We take a trip with other family members. There are 4 fathers and 7 children. These 11 members travel every 2 months with our mothers. Mothers are free from the parenting, cooking, doing housework, and our kids learn more. They learn how to make a friend, how to play together, how to share their toys and foods. And this is kind of a group activity. And the forefathers, including me, went to same elementary school almost 30 years ago, and we were same class in 6th grade. The 4 boys grew up, got married, and became father, and met again, and traveled together with their kids. I think it's very special. It's not normal thing. I always appreciate it, and I think I'm very lucky to have such a great friend. Here is my picture. Well, campfire is our favorite, and the picture middle was taken in the Sarang Mountain. The right side, this picture was taken in 1989 when we were in 6th grade. And there is one last thing I'd like to tell you. Do exercise and be strong physically. Childcare needs our physical strengths. The stronger you are, the more you can do with your kids. It's like vehicles fuel efficiency. The diesel cars can go farther than gasoline cars. It means that if you're stronger than now, you can do more things with your kids, with your family. It's good for you, it's good for your kids, and it's good for your family. If I mentioned it before, I like this title. To be a real dad, we need to have a strong sense of our responsibility for our kids. I've never read a book about children's education, and I'm not an expert. I'm still learning from my kids. However, I experienced all of these things by myself, and it's really true that if you spend your time and energy with your kids, then you will see your kids are changed. So today, I hope my special experience inspire fathers in many countries in the world. Thank you. Thank you for listening.